Transformers, Autobots, roll out!
Studio Series Blurr, the Autobot messenger. He is the fastest talking, fastest moving, fastest transforming, fastest computing, always calling around for Optimus here, Optimus there, Ultra Magnus this, Ultra Magnus that, doing all this kind of stuff, going super fast, going blah, 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 and there you go. Me doing a little bit of my Blurr Micro Machine Man. All right. This vehicle is super sleek. Takara Tomy did a home run job, and I'm really happy to say that this is one of my favorite Studio Series figures for show. I like how they hid the Transformer. He is definitely disguised well here. You do not see the bot form whatsoever. And I'm always a big fan of weapon storage. They actually implemented it on him too. You kind of put his laser gun sideways underneath, and then you put his, welding arm attachment too under the front fender. And I think that's great. It makes him look like a Star Wars speed bike, ridden by the stormtroopers. And it also makes him look like an aggressive shooting vehicle. I like the windshield details on it, the little fold-up bench. You got his sleek little protruding part, and here we go, popping it off. And this has just the right amount of detailing as well. So here we go. We're going to start transforming it. I like how they attach the feet in a way that clips in. And I've only transformed this once, and I just kind of go by feel, just seeing how intuitive it is. I didn't really look at the instructions or see any other guides. I kind of generally feel out the transformer, especially with these mainline ones, because they're a lot easier to transform, and they're not as fragile as third parties and stuff. So it generally starts with like the legs. You usually have to detach something around the doors of these vehicles, the legs, the arms. So with Blurr, I was finding out here you pop out his arms, and then his feet. Obviously, you declick them, from the tabs, and you start to you usually fold the feet out or pull them out. So in this case, you're going to fold them out. And other than just some like twisting and turning in his arms, this is a pretty easy transformation. It's fun to do. The only other thing too is being careful here with these tabs, because they kind of go over and under. But other than that, again, really good transformation, wonderful design and engineering for show. I only have 3 caveats mainly to point out. And just like in the RC video, I want to talk about the sled feet first, or the ski feet, more accurately. Now on RC, it looks terrible. On Blurr, good news is they did a lot better job, because as you can see, once you fold his shin and his calf and all that in the lower leg, it has that anime kind of like thicker leg look and style, and that's perfect. These ski feet just blend right in, and they do not at all stand out. So great job there. And going to the arms, as you can see here, you got to do a bit twisting on the shoulders, and then like the forearm, and then the fist, and that fender portion to get it right. But again, not difficult at all. Easy to just eye and kind of do. But that's the second caveat, which is those fold pieces, as you can see, are really, really big. They're like bigger than his forearm even. So I know it translates to a sleek and great looking vehicle mode, but I wish there was a way to just maybe put in another fold perhaps, or maybe making the vehicle like sleeker. I don't know. It's definitely too inaccurate. Don't get me wrong. His arm pieces are supposed to fold underneath, just like in the cartoon. You see it that way, but it's a little bit too big here. From the front, it looks totally fine. It's just from like the side and the under part, you start to really see it becoming a little bit more obtrusive. Actually, I guess another caveat I want to point out is that there still are some hollow points on his leg and forearms, but again, definitely not at the same level as some of the other releases. At least on his left leg there, it doesn't look hollow at all, because he flips in his little, antenna streaking design piece right there. But man, he looks great. Here he is in his like classic running pose, and the face sculpt looks, to me, super good. It's recognizable. I have a little bit of dark blue paint spillage on mine. I don't know if this is common to all of them, but his face might be a little too long and thin at first glance, but I think they did a great job. And here you go with the forearms. Like I was saying, it still has empty holes and gaps, and those pieces don't tab in, unfortunately. They tab in, sorry, but they don't lock into place. I did order a filler set, an aftermarket third-party set for his arms and legs. Maybe I'll do an update on that soon. I think it's a must-have for this guy. But again, they didn't do too bad. Hollow Transformers are definitely the bane of Transformers. But it's good to see that he's not really suffering from that as bad as others. And again, his design, I think, is great. Look at the details, the yellow on his forehead, Again, he has his trademark like slick back antenna. He has some of that light piping from that translucent back portion of his head. All this looks great, and the detailing, like I was mentioning, is not overdone. He has just the right amount of lines and stuff. And he still has an overall clean look that I really like. So this is a super win, guys. Definitely pick up this Blurr. And to me, I never had one growing up. I always wanted a Blurr. I'll be super happy with this one in my collection. I don't really pay too much attention right now to the scale because I have some masterpiece figures. And then, of course, the Studio Series figures are a little bit smaller. But he looks right at home with the rest of the movie cast. If this is any indication of what a future masterpiece release could look like, I'm for it. They would just have to, again, probably clean him up to look sleeker, maybe make his arms, tab in and be like thinner, like the folding part anyways. And then, they'll make him bigger and all that kind of stuff. But this is a great, great addition and a job well done, guys. So take this Blurr while you can, because he's going to be hard to get eventually. He'll be zooming away in an instant. All right, don't forget, like and subscribe, guys. You got more videos on the way from Captain Gamesta and the Super Fun Force. Peace out.